few problems over there. Okay, so let's start with the first problem. So I'll read out the problem statement and then we'll try to figure out what data has been given in the problem. So in steam power plant, 1 kg of water per second is supplied to the boiler. The enthalpy and the velocity of water entering the boiler are 800 kilojoule per kg and 5 meters per second. The water receives 2200 kilojoule per kg of heat in the boiler at a constant pressure. The steam after passing through the turbine comes out with a velocity of 50 meters per second and its enthalpy is 2520 kg per kilojoule per kg. The inlet is 4 meter above the turbine exit. Assuming that the heat losses the turbine, consider the boiler and the turbine as a single system. Okay, so basically what is given in the problem, so the steam power plant has been given. So steam power plant में कैसे होता है, like the boiler is there. Okay, so with the help of any fluid, I mean any what we can say fuel. Okay, so either it may be fossil fuels or it may be a coal and all that. Okay, so by using that, what we used to do, we used to heat up the water. Okay, and that will be converted into the steam, and that steam is used to drive the turbine over there. Okay, so now in this case what they have stated, like you can consider it as a same system. Okay, so boiler and turbine both are in a, I mean it is the same system over there. Okay, fine. So we'll try to understand, but first of all we'll try to figure out all the data. Okay, so what is given in the problem, so everything we'll try to find out. Now what they have given, the steam power plant of mass, I mean steam power plant, 1 kg of water per second. Okay, so 1 kg per I mean per second it is given. So that is nothing but the mass flow rate. Okay, so we'll try to write down, all of you are having books and all, so just write down the data first. Okay, so the first thing that is given, that is mass mw is equal to mass per sec, I mean mass flow rate, that is 1 kg per second. Okay, then the second thing is nothing but the enthalpy of the inlet, it is given the enthalpy and the velocity of water entering the boiler, it is given as 800. So just write down h1 is equal to 800 and c1 is equal to 5 meters per second, right? So because velocity it is c1, no, and enthalpy it is h1, so just write down c1 and h1 over there. Then the next thing is nothing but, okay, the water receives 22 kilojoule per kg of heat in the boiler at constant pressure. So that is what the Q supplied it is given. Okay, so just write down QS is equal to how much, 2200. Fine. Then the next thing is what, that is the steam after passing through the turbine comes out with a velocity of 50 meters per second. Okay, so the C2 it is given as a 50 meters per second. So just write down C2 as a 50. Then in its enthalpy, it is 2520 kilojoule per kg. So that means what, the H2 it is H2 it is 2520 kg per kilojoule per kg. Sorry. So write down H2 is equal to 2520. The inlet is 4 meter above the turbine exit. So it means what? That Z1 minus Z2, I mean whatever the difference is there. So that is Z1 minus Z2 is equal to 4 over there. Okay, so just write down Z1 minus Z2 as a 4. Then assuming the heat losses from the boiler and the turbine to the surrounding are 20 kilojoule per second. Okay, so the heat is rejected over there. Okay, so normally अगर surrounding से, अगर सिस्टम से अगर सराउंडिंग में अगर हीट ट्रांसफर हो रहा है, so that will be considered as a negative over there, right? So just write down QR, that is a heat rejected, is equal to how much? That is minus 20, because we will consider the proper sign convention over there, so it is a minus 20 over there. Okay, and now it is per second, and we will consider, since the mass flow rate it is one, I mean it is per kg na, so this QR we will be again considered as a QR dot upon mw, that is minus 20 upon mass flow rate, so that gives an total, I mean total heat rejected over there, so that QR is equal to minus 20 kilojoule per kg. Okay, anything else over there? No, और कुछ डेटा नहीं है यहाँ पे, that's it. So now what we need to find out is calculate the power developed by the turbine. Okay, so basically what we want a power developed by the turbine over there. So if you want to calculate the power developed, first of all we need to calculate the work done by the system. Okay, so that we need to calculate over there. Now we have already seen the steady flow energy equation, because whatever the work is there, so that can be find out by using the steady flow energy equation. Okay, so we'll go to the that equation. Okay, so now the boiler, the equation is what? This is the equation. Okay, for the boiler. And for the steam turbine, what is the equation? That is Ws is equal to. Okay, but still what we will do, we'll consider the whole equation, because the system is given. Okay, and based on that we will put all the values over there, right? So just write down. Okay, first what we need to calculate is, we need to calculate the net heat supplied. Okay, so that is Q net, we want to find it out. Okay, so how to find it out? So just write down Q net, that is a net heat transfer to the system. Okay, is equal to the heat supplied minus the heat rejected. Okay, so it will be Qs minus Qr. So the Qs it is given as a 2200, and Qr it is given as the 20 over there. Okay, so that will be how much? So 2200 minus 20, so it will be how much? 2180 kilojoule per kg. Okay, so that is a net heat. Okay, basically whenever we are using steady flow energy equation, at that time we want a net work done, so total work done or the total heat supplied, so that can be given by the same formula, that is Q net is equal to Qs minus Qr. Okay, have you written down? Okay, sure. Then we'll move on to the next thing, that is a steady flow energy equation. Now what is a steady flow energy equation? That is m into h1 plus c1 square by 2 plus gz1 plus q net is equal to m into h2 plus c2 square by 2 plus gz2 plus w net over there. Okay, so now we have all the values over there, because this is a complete system, no, so that's why we have to consider the complete equation over there. Okay, now we'll substitute all the values. So the mass flow rate, I mean mass, that is given as a 1 kg, so that it will be like this will be 1, so no need to write down over here. Okay, so simply what will be the equation? H1 plus C1 square by 2 plus GZ1 plus Q net is equal to H2 plus C2 square by 2 plus GZ2 plus W net. Okay, so now what are the different values that we have? The H1 it is as it is given as a 800 over there. Okay, so or what we can do is like we can rearrange all the terms over there. So what we want is the total work done by the system, so that it is necessary. So W net is equal to this H1 minus H2 C1 square by 2 minus C2 square by 2 plus G Z1 minus Z2 plus Q net. Okay, so this is the rearranged formula. Now we have all the values, so we'll try to put all the values. So basically the H1 is given as a 800 over there. Okay, so I'll use the annotation so that, okay, this H1 it is 800 over there, so you can put it 800 over here. This is 800. Then H2 is given as a 2520, so just put the value over here 2520. C1 square it is given as a 5 meters per second. C2 it is 50 meters per second. G 9.81 into Z1 minus Z2, that is the elevation difference, that is already given as a 4 meter. So you can put it 4 over here, and plus what it is, the total heat supplied, so that is how much, 2180 kilojoule per kg. So we'll convert it into the joule per kg. Okay, because all the rest of the values are as basically it is kilojoule per kg. Here in this case again it will be 10 raised to 10 raised to 3, yeah, because this is again kilojoule per kg na. So we'll convert all the values in a प्रॉपर सिस्टम, आई मीन सेम सिस्टम में हम लोग उसको कन्वर्ट करते हैं. सो दिस इज 800 माइनस 2520 into 10 raised to 3 plus 5 by 2 5 square by 2 minus 50 square by 2 plus 9.81 into 4 plus 2180 into 10 raised to 3. Okay, so just calculate the value and tell me the final answer. All of you are calculating the value. Yeah, it is 45.01. Hmm. Right. Okay. What is the value? Right, that is in joules per kg, no? Yeah. So in kilojoule per kg, it will be 458.801. Yes, fine. Okay, all of you are getting the same value. Okay, fine. So that is a heat. Yes, okay, fine. So that was the total work done by the system. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to find out the power developed by the turbine over there. So the power developed by the turbine, it is nothing but the that is a work done rate. Okay, so that is a work done per mass flow rate into the work done, so that will gives the value of the power over there. So the P is equal to mw into w net. Now we know that the mass flow rate, it is 1 kg per second, into this w net is equal to 458.801. So 1 into this one, so the final value, it is P is equal to 458.801 kilowatt, because the value of the unit of power, it is in kilowatt. Okay, clear? Any doubt in this? So all of you got the clear idea like how we can solve the problem. Now in this case there was a combined system, so that's why uh, we haven't considered all these things like this difference and all that. Okay, so all the values were given, so directly we have put it into the equation, and then we have found out the everything. I hope this is clear. So sometimes there will be a question for 5 marks either into the assignment or in the your question paper. So the problem will be like this. Okay, clear है? Any doubt in this? कुछ भी समझा नहीं ऐसा कुछ? Fine. So shall we move ahead? Fine. So we'll move on to the next problem. So again, now this is somewhat different type of problem. Okay. So first of all, I'll read the problem statement. Okay, what is there? So air at a temperature of 15 degrees Celsius passes through a heat exchanger at velocity of 30 meters per second, where temperature is raised to 800. Then it then enters a turbine with the same velocity of 30 meters per second and expand until the temperature falls to 650. On leaving the turbine, the air is taken up at velocity of 60 meters per second to a nozzle, where it expands until the temperature fallen to 500 degrees Celsius. If the air flow rate is 2 kg per second, calculate the rate of heat transfer to air in the heat exchanger, the power output from turbine assuming no heat loss, and third, the velocity at the exit from the nozzle assuming no heat loss over there. Okay, so now in this case again it is a combined system. Okay, so the steam power plant it is given over here, and what is given in this, the heat exchanger is there, then the heat, I mean after the water converted into the steam, so that steam is supplied to the turbine, and while leaving the turbine then it is entered into the nozzle so that we can decrease the temperature. Okay, so for that the nozzle it is key, I mean the nozzle it is given, so the velocity is also has to be decreased over there. Okay, so we'll try to figure out what is given in the problem, I mean we'll try to find out all the data. Okay, so what is given, so basically the mass flow rate, so that is given, so that is 2 kg per second. Okay, then for this one the C1 and C2 it is given, so the it passes through the heat exchanger at a velocity of 30 meters per second. So means heat exchanger में हम लोग ने देखा है कि there is a no velocity change in that. Okay, so basically the velocity it will be entering it is 30 and leaving it is 30. So it is C1 and C2 is equal to 30 meters per second. Then the temperature is given as a 15 degrees Celsius. So here it is 15 degrees Celsius initially. Okay, so initially यहाँ पे temperature रहेगा air का, so that is 15 degrees Celsius, and when it is come out the temperature is raised to 800 degrees Celsius. So that means T2 it is given as a 800 degrees Celsius. तो heat exchanger में normally heat up हो जाता है. Okay, so that time your temperature will be increased over there. So this T2 is equal to 800. Then it is leaving the turbine with a temperature of 650. So that is T3 it is given as a 650 degrees centigrade, and it leaves the nozzle at 500 degrees Celsius. So that is T4 is given as a 500 degrees Celsius, and the C3 it is given, so that is the velocity, I mean the steam at a velocity leaving the turbine, so that is given as a 60 meters per second. Okay, anything else is there, so the temperature 1 2 3 and 4 temperatures are there, one velocity, the second velocity, so that is this is 30 meters per second, this is second velocity, that is again 30 meters per second, and third it is 60 meters per second, so that is given also. And what else is there, the mass flow rate, that is 2 kg per second over there. Okay, fine, so we have listed out all the data. Now what we need to find out is we need to calculate the rate of heat transferred to air in the heat exchanger, so that is Q supplied in the heat exchanger, so that we need to find out the turbine ka, so power output from the turbine, so that is W net or P we can find out, and the velocity of exit at the nozzle, so that these three things we need to calculate over there. Okay, so now we need to do a separate calculation, I mean for each and every system, for each and every application we have to write down the separate equations. Okay, so basically first of all we will try to find out it for the heat exchanger, right? So already we have calculated the things, but again we'll do the same thing. जस्ट एक बार एक नज़र डालते हैं इसमें, then okay, this is the heat exchanger, so the Q is equal to m into H2 minus H1. So अगर heat supplied अगर हम लोग को find out करना है, so in that case it will be what, the H2 minus H1. But now in this case again the velocity and all the things are given over here, okay, but still okay fine, so we will assume all the things. So basically this W net is equal to 0 because the shaft work is not there na, in that. Okay, so the for heat exchanger, so W net is equal to 0. Okay, then assuming Z1 is equal to Z2, so both the things are at a same height over there, so that is inlet and outlet, both the things are at the same height, so that is Z1 is equal to Z2, and we know that that is C1 is equal to C2, means the velocity, okay, in at the inlet and the outlet it is the same, that is a 30 meters per second. Okay, so we will put the steady flow energy, I mean we will apply the steady flow energy equation, that will be m into, that is this one is w sorry, h1 plus c1 square by 2 plus gz1 plus q net is equal to h2 plus c2 square by 2 plus gz2 plus w net. Now we know that this everything is same because z1 and z2 is same, c1 z2 is again same, so this will be again same over here, so that will be cancelled over here, and w net is also 0, so that is again cancelled. So the only thing remaining is what, q net is equal to h2 minus h1. Okay, so this term will go on this side, so that will be h2 minus h1. Now in the last problem we have directly given the value of enthalpy over there, right? But now in this case the value it is not given. Okay, so in that case how to calculate the enthalpy? So the enthalpy will be calculated from the formula, that is Cp, okay, that is specific heat at a constant pressure, because heat exchanger mein the pressure will remain same over there. Okay, so at a constant pressure T2 minus T1, that is the difference between the temperature at the outlet and the inlet over there. Okay, so the specific I mean specific heat value for the water it is 1.005. Okay, so that is a standard value over there, so it is 1.005. T2 it is given as 800 because the when the steam is entering at this heat exchanger, the temperature is 15 while leaving it is 800 over there, so it is 800 minus 15 over there. Okay, so just put the value, so that is 1.005 into 800 minus 15. So if you calculate, so that will gives the value of the q net. Okay, so that is 788.925. Okay, clear? The same thing जो इक्वेशन हम लोग ने ऊपर देखा था, the same thing what they have done is like ये पूरा इक्वेशन लेके उसमें एक एक वैल्यू यहाँ पे डाला है, so that's why it is like this. Otherwise the equation is same, that is a q net is equal to h2 minus h1, that is cp into t2 minus t1 over there. Okay, now we need to find out the rate of heat transfer, I mean the heat transfer per, I mean mass flow rate के हिसाब से. So that is q dot net is equal to ma into q net. So now we know that this mass flow rate it is 2 kg per second, so the 2 into 788.925, so the q net it is given as a 1577.85. Okay, so this is the final value for the heat transfer, rate of heat transfer to air in a heat exchanger. Clear? Any doubt in this? All of you getting this same thing? इसमें कुछ डाउट है तो पूछो. Fine. So can you zoom to screen a little? Yes. Is it okay now? Okay, fine. Chalo, fine. So this was for the heat exchanger. Now the next application in the system is nothing but the turbine over there. Okay. So okay, we'll try to find out what is given for the turbine. So basically again we'll go for the equation. Now this is what type of turbine? This is a steam type of turbine. Okay, because we have a two turbines, the hydraulic turbine and the steam turbine over there, right? So what is the steam turbine equation? That is ws is equal to m into h1 minus h2. So the work is done, okay, is nothing but the difference between the h1 minus h2 over there. Okay, okay, fine. So we'll use the same equation. fine. So now in the turbine, so it is a perfectly insulated over there, so the Q net is equal to 0 because no heat loss is there. Then Z2 and Z3 we are assuming at a same level, so the steam entering the turbine and leaving the turbine, so again that is at the same level, so obviously that is at the same level. Okay, so that is given. So now we'll apply the steady flow energy equation to the second system. So equation is the same. Now why we are not considering the mass over here, because later on we'll use that value, mass flow rate value, so directly calculate the transfer rate or the what we can say the power over there. So that's why here we are not considering the value of mass over here. Okay, and even the mass is same over there, so that's why this will be neglected, I mean that is cancelled out over here. So this is how much, h2 plus c2 square by 2 plus gz2. Now why this is h2 and all the 2 and 3 terms are there, because the system is in between the second and the third heat point. Okay, so that's why it is h2 and h3. Okay, so this is h2 plus c2 square by 2 plus gz2 plus q net is equal to h3 plus c3 square by 2 plus gz3 plus w net. Okay, so now we know that this q net is 0. Okay, this is 0. Now this is also neglected because we have assumed that both the things are at the same level over here. And now in this case, actually the C2 and C3, actually it is same, because when we have solved the equation na, okay, at that time we are assuming that the velocity at the inlet and the exit, that is equal to 0, 0, the difference is 0, that means it is a same. But now in this case we are having a different values over there. So for the inlet it is 30 meters per second, but while exit it is what, the 60 meters per second. So that difference we need to consider over here. Okay, so we'll rearrange all the terms, then what we'll get, the w net is equal to h2 minus h3 plus c2 square by 2 minus c3 square by 2. Okay, so W net is equal to, we know that this enthalpy can be calculated from Cp into T2 minus T3. So that is the temperature difference into the specific heat plus the C2 square by 2 minus C3 square by 2. Okay, so the value of Cp, it is 1.005 over there into 10 raised to 3. Okay, because this values are in the, what we can say, this is into 10 raised to 3 value. Okay, so basically this is the, then 800, the temperature, it is a second point, minus third point temperature, it is 650, plus 30 square by 2 minus 60 square by 2. Okay, so just calculate this value and tell me what you are getting. Here in this case again it was a what, 10 raised to 3 again there, but we have directly calculated the things, so that's why here it is there. Okay, and यहाँ पे again the value of velocity it is given, that is in meters per second, no, so that's why उसको एक same इसमें लाने के लिए again we have made it 1 into 10 raised to, I mean 1.005 into 10 raised to 3, otherwise you can directly use that. So just tell me the value. Okay, so 149400 joules per kg. Okay, right. So the power output from the turbine, it will be how much? The P is equal to MA, that is a mass flow rate, into the W net. Okay, so that is 2 into 149,400. That is 298,800 watt. Okay, so if you convert it into the kilowatt, that will be how much? 2988.2988 kilowatt, right? Fine. So this is for the turbine. Now, can you calculate these things for a nozzle? Just try. Now you know the equation. Should I show you the equation? We can directly assume all the things. So I'll show you the equation for the nozzle, and just tell me so what velocity you are getting. Okay, this is the equation for the nozzle, that is C2 is equal to under root of C1 square plus 2 into H1 minus H2. Okay, now the system, it is in between third and fourth. Na? See this one. So it will be what? C4 is equal to under root of C3 square plus C3 by H3 minus H4. Okay, so here are all the values. So say, substitute all the values and just tell me the answer. What value you are, what value of velocity you are getting at the exit over there. Now C4 is unknown, no? That we need to find out, no? Yeah. H1 is not there. This is H3 and H4 because the system is at 3 and it is in between 3 and 4, no? Hmm. Have you considered like this? This 1.005 into 10 is to 3, yeah? What is the final answer? Ha. If you rearrange the terms, you will get the same thing. Yeah, this one. Mm-hmm. Ha. Yeah, C4. You got the same thing? Yeah. So this is into 2, no? So this is divided, no? So this is into 2, and that will be the under root, no? Because C34 square it is there, no? Yeah. Is it the same value? Yeah, fine. What about others? You got the same values? Or किया ही नहीं solve? Okay, he fine, nice. C4 no, no, 64 no, not. Heath, have you got the same value? 552. You can cross check that value because I haven't solved the problem, but actually कैसा होता है इस पे भी आप dependent नहीं रह सकते because we never know that problem. I mean that value is right or wrong, so we never know that thing. Okay, fine. So that's why I was cross checking. Fine. So are you clear with the things like how we can solve this problem and all? Like this is the method to solve any of the steady flow energy equation problems. Okay. So there will be some applications and all that, and from that you need to find out all the values over there. Okay. Sorry. Any doubt in this? So there will be a, as I said, there will be a question in the question paper or in the assignment also. So what you have to do is like you need to find out the, either you have to find out the energy equation or you can find out the, I mean there will be a problem based on this. Okay. So depend. We'll try to see that thing. Okay. Any doubt so far? कुछ समझा नहीं समझा है या फिर ऐसा कुछ है? ठीक है, fine. So that's it for today. Uh, we have solved the problem based on the steady flow energy equation. Okay, and we have clearly seen all these things like basically um, what is first law of thermodynamics and then how we can solve all the problems by using the first law of thermodynamics, right? Fine. So in the next lecture we will be continue with the next topic, that is we will move on to the second law because ultimately the first law of thermodynamics topic has been over. So